There we are. Okay, so again, everybody, welcome. This is Dave DeBow, and we're doing a sneak peek preview of the first ever Investor Attraction Summit, which is coming up in Kamloops at the end of the month. Going to be going over a little bit of information about that. I've got a couple of special guests who are going to be on the call as well. And I just want to remind everybody that love to have any questions that you have. Go ahead, type them in the question box. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, type them in the question box and we will get going here, and we'll happy to answer any questions that you've got as we're going through. So again, just making sure that we've got cameras and whatnot working. Looks like we do. I want to make sure I've got who's all on board here. Good. So what's this all about? What's the big picture? Why the heck am I putting on this first ever Investor Attraction Summit? Well, if I had to sum it all up into one statement, it would be it's all about getting money partners lining up, calling you, texting you, emailing you, wanting to give you cash for your deals. So the marketing way to put that would be get ready to have investors lining up, eager to give you wads of cash for your deals. That's what it's all about. That's the bottom line, happening here in Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. Now, I want to give you guys a free gift for sticking around till the very end of the presentation. So I've had a very cool little infographic with my 5-step magnetic investor attraction process put together, which I will be happy to give you as a PDF, and I'll tell you all about that at the end of the presentation today. So theoretically speaking, this should be approximately about a 1-hour presentation, depending on how chatty we get and how many questions you have, because I'm happy to stick around for as long as you want with all the questions you have at the end of the presentation as well. So it's all about the first ever Investor Attraction Summit happening in Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. You should have up there on your screen a little kind of overview of Kamloops to get a little idea of the kind of events. So the top left picture is one of our rent-to-own summits from a couple of years ago. So we've been doing summits for years, but this is the very first time I'm doing a summit completely focused on attracting investors and raising capital. So it's 3 solid days. That's all we're going to be going over. And it's unlike any other investor raising capital type training or event that you've been to, because this one, I really focus on what we need to do to get money partners contacting us. Because I don't know about you, but personally, I hate the whole concept and the whole idea of, I don't know how to put this best, pitching myself, cold calling, kind of being salesy, trying to raise capital that way. And that's what I see most other people showing investors how to do. And here's the challenge with that. Most of us are not natural salespeople. Most of us are repelled at the idea of cold calling. We're repelled by the idea of being salesy. We're repelled by the idea of schmoozing. So what happens? People get stuck. Investors get stuck. They buy 1, 2, maybe 3 properties, if any, and that's as far as they can go because they run out of cash and or they run out of credit to do more deals, and they simply don't feel comfortable about going out and raising capital the traditional way. So we've turned that upside down on its head, and I've created a whole system, a whole process, quite a simple process actually once you understand it, on how to get people to call you, how to get people to contact you interested in investing in your deals. And the proof is in the pudding. I've had massive success with this myself, raised well over $3 million for different projects and deals without ever making a single cold call. All of that was from doing what I'm going to be showing you how to do and getting people to contact me and call me, and you can have the same success. Now you might be saying, well, Dave, you've got some credibility, you've got a big database, yada, yada, the whole thing. Well, Yes, but I built that up, and I'm showing you the process from when I started from scratch, plus what I've shown other students, other people just like you, how to do to get the same results. So this really is proven, and it works right here in Canada for us Canucks. All right, so this is happening in Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. Put up a little map of Kamloops there on the screen, just so you can see how centrally located we are. So no matter where you're coming from, we're right smack in the middle of the Trans-Canada Highway, where we got a nice little airport if you want to fly in. But basically, we're super easy to get to from anywhere in British Columbia and Alberta as well, because we're a major crossways to get anywhere in the province. So easy to get here, that's for sure. Beautiful city, if I do say so myself. That bottom picture is a nice panoramic view of Kamloops. Absolutely gorgeous, and especially that time of the year, the end of May. We're already in summer heat type weather, so knock on wood, all things go according to plan. Should have nice, very, very nice weather for the event as well. Okay, so let me see, make sure we got everything working good there. So who needs to come? Well, you need to come if you're feeling stuck. If you've just got 1 or 2 or 3 properties and you've run out of cash or credit to get more, you need to come to this event. If you hate the idea of asking or begging people for money, then you need to come to this event. And if you'd love the idea, if you'd love to have people calling you, emailing you, texting you and saying, hey, you know what? I heard about what you're doing with real estate. I'm interested. Please tell me more. That's exactly what we're going to be getting for you. And if you want to do it sooner rather than later, you need to be at this event. Now, here's the good news. It really doesn't matter how much experience you already have or don't have. So if you're a very, very experienced real estate investor, you've got a whole bunch of properties under your belt already, this is fantastic for you because little hinges move big doors. So some of this stuff, you might be doing some of this stuff already. However, just pick up 1 or 2 or 3 new little tips or tricks or tactics and put them to use. It can be massive for you, because how much is 1, 2, or 3 investors worth to you? It's huge. If you're a brand new newbie, this is going to be huge for you because it gets you off on the right foot, and there's the whole leapfrog portion of this as well. So what does that mean? Leapfrog portion means, or the leapfrog concept is where you go from being unknown to being very known in one fell swoop without having to do the normal things, the long way, the long, hard, difficult way of getting the word out about your real estate investing. You can leapfrog over more experienced investors who don't know about this. All right, so this gives you a huge competitive advantage, can get you up and running that much faster, because you'll know how to attract investors and raise capital right off the get-go. Doesn't matter how many properties or deals you've got under your belt or not so far, it doesn't matter. This is going to work for experienced, novice, and beginner investors, anybody. Doesn't matter what kind of strategies you focus on. So perhaps you do buy and hold, in which case fantastic. This will work well for you. Perhaps you're doing flips. It could be that you are doing rent-to-own deals or multifamily properties or investing in tax liens and deeds in the States. It really doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you focus on with your real estate investing, this will work for you for attracting capital. So you might know that my background, or what I've been best known for recently, is doing rent-to-own deals and more recently getting into multifamilies. Well, that's great. However, it doesn't matter what kind of strategy you focus on, because what I'm going to teach you works for everybody. All right, so we'll show you how to make this your own for your particular strategy. It also doesn't matter where you are. So you can be out east, you can be out west, you can be in the middle of the country, you can be anywhere. This will work for you. Doesn't matter what you're starting off financially with. If you got a lot of cash, not very much cash, doesn't matter. We're going to show you how to attract investors, how to do this marketing, how to get the word out, how to create this image of yourself, even on a very, very modest budget. All right. And then doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or otherwise, or it doesn't matter your shape, color, size, ethnicity. None of that matters. This is the great equalizer when you know how to do it properly, and when I show you how to turn whatever your situation is, wherever you're coming from, into an advantage for you. So that's what this is all about. Okay? Make sure we got our slides clicking away here. So what are we going to be covering today in the next 60 minutes approximately? We got several special guest experts, I hope. I know we got Dr. Paul on the phone, on the call. Hopefully we'll have Dan Heon coming on as well, and I'll be showing you some preview videos from Winston Bromley and Paul Blaquier as well. Then we're going to go over do an overview of the event and my simple 5-step money attraction system, and I'm going to make you an invitation and give you some overt bribes to come to the event at the end of May. All right, so that's just a few weeks away, and we've got a few spots available, so I'm going to make that, hopefully make you an irresistible offer to come on out. All right, so let's jump in with our first guest speaker, and this is Dr. Paul Newton. And Dr. Paul, let me unmute you here for a second, my friend. And I'm going to say, so a couple of things. So techie type stuff, and you guys know how techie I am. If you're watching this webinar live, you are seeing myself, and hopefully in a minute you'll also be seeing Dr. Paul on video. So Dr. Paul, are you able to open up your web camera there?
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
And there you are. Hey, good to see you.
Hey there. Yeah.
Okay, so
angle right there.
For all the folks that are watching this live, chances are you actually can see us, which is good. If you're watching this as a recording, then you're not going to be able to see the video. So don't worry about that. That's just the way GoToWebinar works. It does not record the video portion of this. So, Dr. Paul, great to have you. This is the first time that you're going to be speaking at one of my events, so I'm very excited about having you come out to lovely Kamloops, BC. And what you're going to be talking about is so important. However, you guys, I got to let you know, we're going to kind of just tease you about this, because if you really want to dial it in and find out exactly what Dr. Paul is going to be talking about, you actually have to be at the event. But let's give people kind of the overview, a little bit about yourself and what they're going to be learning from your presentation.
Yeah, for sure, Dave. And it's a pleasure to be sharing with your tribe. And we've been on a webinar before and had some really great insights and sharing with people who've worked with both you and Bob Burnham and I. And we've actually gotten some fantastic results using this strategy that we're just going to tease you a little bit about here. But to give you some insights, Dave was already talking about how most people absolutely hate cold calling. They just despise having to ask for the offer. Blowing your own horn, it's not a big thing on people's lists. And
we Canadians are so modest. It's really hard to blow our own horns, isn't it?
And I mean, God, you have to really show people why you are so good, or why they should pick you above everyone else, because there's just so many options out there. And so if you're not going to do it, you need something that will do it for you. And what we have is a really simple strategy. It's really beautiful in its elegance and simplicity because it's old school. We were on the beginning of the call here, and I don't know if that was when everybody was listening, but I think, Dave, you were talking about the internet stuff that you're getting involved in. You were on some
Bookface.
Okay, and just all the different things you got to figure out and
keep up to speed on.
I know, and time, energy, money, and the returns they can it's hit or miss. And what we're talking about here, what I'll be sharing at this event, is something that has worked in the past. It's working now, and it's always going to work, because my business partner Bob Burnham, he's in Vancouver and I'm in Ottawa. We always say old school is the new school, and so many people are just so caught up in all this internet stuff, all the social media stuff. Everything's so high tech, and things are moving faster and faster and faster, and it's impossible to keep up, and the returns, they just keep diminishing. So what we're looking at is something that is just going to have staying power. You you connect with an investor, you have something that you leave with them that leaves an impression, keeps them thinking about you, and makes them so impressed that they just phone you back and you say, there's something about you that just stands out above everyone else, and I'm in.
Exactly.
So
no,
that's the power of what we're sharing.
Good job teasing, my friend. That's very, very good. Now, speaking of teasing, this isn't just something that's theoretical. We've actually got one of our students that has already had some pretty phenomenal success with this. So without letting the cat out of the bag about who it is or exactly what he or she did, can you just kind of give us the big picture of what happened?
So just imagine, you're talking to somebody who has the potential to drop a whole lot of cash into a deal you're doing, or to actually make a deal possible for you. And so you're hanging on the edge of your seat just going, come on, just do it. This is going to make or break me, or, maybe not. But it's the difference between a
deal or no deal.
Yeah, which is a big deal, right? And so this person we're talking about is at a meeting with a potential investor who incidentally became an investor. But this person's there with a secretary, and the investor is questioning his ability, questioning his knowledge, questioning whether she can trust what he's saying, because he looks so young. He doesn't have the credibility. It's just not standing out there. He doesn't have the look of a.
He's missing a few of these gray hairs.
Exactly. You got to get those hairs added there, and
he's got a hell of a lot more hair than I do, but he's the gray stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, you got to get that added. And anyway, so the lady's like, well, I don't see that you could know what you need to know to manage my money. And his secretary said, well, here's his credentials here, right here, and passes it right to the lady, and she's just like, oh. Well, all right then. And right there and then, the deal gets done, and I'll just let you in on the fact that deal, and it's probably not even the biggest deal you've seen, that was worth $30,000 to him, $30K.
Not bad. Not bad. So this is something we're trying not to let the cat out of the bag, but this is something that is so, so cool. Come out to the event in Kamloops. Meet Dr. Paul, hear about his whole background, because it's fascinating, and what you've done yourself with this strategy has just been outstanding. In fact, it's been transformational for you and your business, just this one thing that you do. And this is, there's no such thing as one single magic bullet. However, this is probably the closest thing to it, right? You
have to see it that way, because it's the whole package. There are a lot of moving parts within it, but the simplicity and the elegance of it, it's just something really tangible. It's something effective, and you only have to do it once.
Beautiful. Gotta love that. Dr. Paul, thank you very much for coming along and doing a sneak peek preview. Really, really appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you here in lovely Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. And also having our students and our attendees meet you, get to know you in person, find out what this is all about, and really be able to take their real estate investing to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely looking forward to it, Dave.
All right. Thanks a lot. Take care, Dr. Paul. I'll let you get back on with the rest of your weekend.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much there, Dr. Paul. And just a reminder for folks coming on, so this is all about our sneak peek preview of the upcoming first ever Investor Attraction Summit here in Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. So that's this month, the end of this month here in Kamloops. I'm going to be giving you the overview of what this is going to all be about. And we've got a few special guest experts coming on board. So what I've done is a couple of our experts, hopefully a couple of them, are going to be on. We just spoke with Dr. Paul. I pre-recorded a couple of little interviews that I did with our other guest experts. So let's actually just take a quick look at the video that I did with Paul Blaquier. He's going to be another one of our guest presenters at this event. So let's see if I can share that video. And again, just a reminder, if you're watching this live, you should be able to see the video actually play.
Well, hey there, this is Dave DeBow, and very, very pleased to have my good friend and RRSP investment expert, Mr. Paul Blaquier, on the phone. How you doing, Paul? Paul's a big guy up there. So, buddy, for those folks who don't know you, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your real estate investing background and how you got into this whole thing and really cracked the code on getting investors to invest their RSP funds with you?
Sure. I actually got into real estate back in probably 2001. I took a course on how to invest. And then a few months later, bought my first property, and it kind of snowballed from there. And one of the things that I always found challenging was the financing, right? So everybody who's bought an investment property knows you got to go to the bank and jump through all those hoops. And sometimes you hit limits with the bank, and you got to go to different departments, stuff like that. So I started looking for other options for financing. Went through a whole bunch of options. Some worked pretty well in some cases, but not in others. And then I found like private mortgage money through brokers, very expensive to use. And they still had requirements similar to the bank, not as strict, but similar. And then I discovered RSP mortgages after that. And so RSPs, you can actually use other people's RSPs to finance property. And the nice thing about it is that there's hardly any requirements needed. Like it's not like the bank where you have to have full applications. They have to check your job, down payments, all that stuff. It's almost like the Wild West. I kind of call it that. There's a few little requirements there, but when you're dealing with a private individual, it's really up to you and the other person to negotiate. So it makes it really, really good for financing properties.
Yeah, because nowadays, I mean, if anybody's been in to get a mortgage recently, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
You got a stack of paperwork that thick to fill out. So what you're saying, Paul, is the beautiful thing about RSP financing is you're the bank, and you can have one or two pieces of paper, and that's basically all you need to get the ball rolling. It's an agreement between you and the investor. You don't have to go through all the rigmarole that the banks and the finance companies and the mortgage brokers make you do.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So if you're the lender, you're the bank. So, and if you think about how many people in Canada have RSPs, it's like over $1 trillion in money that's sitting out there. And so you're right. Basically, you find those people, and there's lots out there. You can totally bypass the banks if you want. You don't have to go to them, especially when you're doing like creative stuff or trying to get up to like 100% financing sometimes, which I don't always recommend, but it can be useful at times. You can't do that with the banks, but you can with RSPs.
So the investor is the bank in this case. However, the beautiful thing is we as the real estate entrepreneur, we can be the ones that make the rules.
Yeah,
so very,
absolutely.
very cool. How would that be to go to the bank and say, okay, here's how the deal's going to work. I'm telling you how you're going to lend me the money. That's exactly what you're able to do with RSP investors, not in a nasty way or anything like that. You negotiate it, it's got to be win-win. But quite frankly, would you agree that in your experience, the vast majority of people who are doing RSP mortgages, if they haven't done it before, they have no experience. Most people have no experience with that. So they're looking to you as the real estate entrepreneur to tell them what to do. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically. So you as the investor looking to borrow money, I recommend like you find over time, you network, you find a pool of people that have RSPs to lend. So let's say you go to somebody and they, don't accept your terms. Well, it's not a big deal. You've got 2 or 3 or 4 other people in line. And with so much money sitting out there, not doing well in the stock market and mutual funds, it's easy to find those people. They're looking for a better investment. And so when you come and you say, here's what I have, are you interested? And they understand what's possible. It's a relatively easy, sale, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, 2 things I really, really like about this whole concept of RSP money investors is, first of all, and tell me if you agree with this or not, Paul, but my experience has been that the vast majority of Canadian investors who actually have some properties in their portfolio are do-it-themselves kind of people. So they've gone out and they've saved up the down payments, they've qualified for the mortgages, and they bought the 1, 2, maybe 3 rental properties that they have in their portfolio right now. Now they're stuck. Now they don't have any cash, or they can't qualify for financing anymore. Quite often they don't have cash. They could probably qualify for more financing, but they ran out of, if you have to come up with 20-25% down on $400,000 properties, most people don't have a lot of 75 to 100 grand lying around. So you run out of cash. Nice thing about this is a way for you to get your cash out of your deals to go reinvest in more properties if you so choose. Correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, so that's one thing I love about it. The second thing I really love about it is that, like you said, this is such an easy, quote unquote, sale, or such an easy, let's call it a conversation, really.
That's really what it is.
Because almost everybody's RSP investments and TFSAs and all that stuff suck. The returns they get just suck, right? I mean, they're lucky if they're breaking even after all the management expense ratios and whatnot. So this is a fantastic option for them. So Paul, tell us what you're going to be telling us during your presentation at the upcoming Investor Attraction Summit.
Sure. Well, I'm going to get into more detail on exactly how to use RSP mortgages, the 2 kinds of them. So there's, the one that is using other people's RSPs. Obviously, there's so much money out there. You won't get through it all. There's just so much available. And then the other side of the coin is being able to use your own RSPs or a close family member's RSPs. And there's different rules for each. So I'm going to explain, the different rules sort of at a high level, and the benefits of each, because they have benefits depending on certain scenarios and stuff. But for the most part, the investors out there that want to buy more properties and finance them, it's the arm's length ones, or the first kind that I'm going to be talking about. All right. I'm going to be basically getting into the fact that, when you're using this kind of money, if you structure it right, you don't have to bring in a JV partner and give away half your profits if you don't want to. So that's sort of another benefit there. So instead of giving away 50%, no, not in every deal, because JVs do have their use. But in many cases, you can use RSP money instead of bringing in a partner, and then you have full control over the deal instead of having a partner to answer to all the time.
You know what? This just came to me right now, too. Let's say you do have a JV partner in on a deal, and halfway through the deal, they have to back out. And you don't want you don't want to sell the property. This is a way for you to be able to get your joint venture partner their money back if they have to back out halfway through a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great technique to use. If you've got equity in the property, you can do that quite easily.
Now, Paul, before we got on started recording the call today, you were telling me you've got a phenomenal success story, case study from one of our rock and roll students whose name we'll keep hush hush until your actual presentation. But tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, basically, I met this guy a couple years ago, and he had taken my training, and he'd done pretty good. And after I'd given him some, I'm going to call it, quote, help. I'm not going to tell you all the details right now. I'll tell you at the presentation. But basically, once I did that, his results skyrocketed, took off. He'd raised, now he's over $1 million in RSP funds for his deals. And we recently did a webinar for some of my students, and I went digging through some of the numbers, and I'm just checking my numbers here. Basically, for example, one of the deals he did, he didn't put any of his own money in. He used RSP money for the deal. He got a property. He made $110,000 in equity and $1,200 in monthly cash flow on that. So
with other people's RSP money.
Yes.
I love it.
It was an incredible story, and that was just one of the deals that he did on this particular thing. So I'm probably going to touch on that in the presentation, the upcoming one that we're going to do at your event.
Awesome. Paul, really appreciate it. Always appreciate working with you, because one of the things I love is we've been working together for years now, and I've seen people's success doing what you're going to be showing us what to do on your presentation here in Kamloops the end of May. So really looking forward to having you there, buddy, and thank you very much for participating.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Beautiful thing about Paul Black here. This is, if you're in that situation where you've got 2 or 3 or 4 of your own properties already that you've come up with the down payment money to be able to buy those, and then you ran out of cash or credit to do more deals or whatever. This is a way to get your down payment money out of those deals. You can recycle it if you're able to qualify for more mortgages. You're able to buy more properties. One of the nice things about this, a couple of things that I really like. First of all, you don't have to give away half of the profits on these kind of deals. Your RSP investors are typically looking for a fixed return on their investment. So let's say, if you were doing a 50-50 deal with an investor and it came out to be 20, 25, 30% return on investment per year for them, that's awesome. With an RSP investor, you can negotiate that, and a lot of people are very, very happy with 6, 7, 8% a year for their RSP money, and you can even do balloon payments. So a lot of flexibility. Even though they're being the bank, you are the one that makes the rules. So it just opens up a whole new realm of opportunity for you. This isn't instead of attracting money partners. This is in addition to, and this is also just another tool in your toolbox. So when you're doing your presentation and somebody says, well, I got a lot of money in RSPs, well, this may give you the opportunity to actually put that money to use. So Paul is the expert in Canada when it comes to RSP funding. So very, very happy that he's going to be speaking at this presentation, at this event, and really giving us the inside scoop on how all of this works. Okay, so make sure that sorry guys, I got to go back and test from time to time. Oh, better start showing the screen. Yeah, that's why I got to test this from time to time. There we go. So then we're back on the screen. And who else we got? We got a quick little video here, much shorter, with Winston Bromley. And Winston is my tech guy. I've been working with Winston for years now. He's an award-winning web guy, and he's going to be really talking about the whole concept, the importance of having your very own investor attraction website, how to optimize that, what you should have on your website, and some really cool tips and tricks about making the most out of your website as well. So let's have a quick little listen.
Well, hey there, this is Dave Dubeau, and probably above me somewhere on the screen is my good friend and much bigger person on your screen, Mr. Winston Bromley. How you doing, Winston?
I'm doing well, Dave. Thanks very much.
Excellent. So, Winston, you're going to be one of our guest experts at the upcoming first ever Investor Attraction Summit here in beautiful Kamloops, BC.
That's right.
May 27th, 28th, and 29th. Can you just give us a snapshot about what you're going to be talking about and why this is such an important topic for real estate investors, real estate entrepreneurs who want to attract investors and raise capital?
Sure. First off, the presentation, I have a really kick-ass title. It's called The 5 Keys to Your Kick-Butt Investor Attraction Website. So that should say a lot, but I'm going to give you some insights if that's okay.
Please do.
Perfect. Okay, so at this event, while I go on and talk about the presentation, is going to be about learning how the main reason why your investor website is important, and it's not exactly what you think. Also, I'm going to show you how to discover one tiny tweak to your site that'll build credibility instantly. Also, finding out how to clone yourself with your site so that you can actually focus on your business, because that's what we're in business for. We have to focus on our business, and how to make your site a magnet for investors and, of course, stand out from other investors at the same time. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about.
So cloning, you're not going to turn us into sheep, are you?
That's optional.
All right. So, Winston, you've got a lot of experience in the whole geeky website building business. Yes. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure.
I mean, I've known you for over 10 years now, but
that's right.
Tell us a little bit about what qualifies you as our web guy guru.
Sure. So I'm an award-winning web designer, web coder. I've built many different things for many projects, many different people. I'm kind of like the guy behind the scenes for a lot of people. I've generated, many of my clients have made over $1 million through the work that I've done for them. And I'm always online marketing. I'm always out there trying to find the newest ways to attract investors and attract different people into whatever project I'm working on.
So, You also did a similar kind of work for a lot of our rent-to-own students.
I certainly did.
The guy behind a lot of very successful rent-to-own investors' websites.
That's correct.
And we've got you doing the same thing for our real estate entrepreneurs who want to attract capital. So you definitely know a lot about this, and you've created a lot of websites, and you understand how the whole thing works. So one of the things I really like about working with Winston is the fact that he's been around this world for a long time. He's been working with real estate investors for quite some time as well, and he gets it. Plus, very, very friendly guy, easy to work with, and just you're going to learn a lot from this presentation about what to do with your current website if you have one, how to create a website if you want to do it yourself, or what to look for in a website, kind of a techie kind of person if you're going to have one done. So
that's right.
Looking forward to having that. So
yeah, definitely.
We might even see you live here and in person in Kamloops at the end of May.
Yes, it's a beautiful place there.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Perfect. Thank you.
And for those folks who aren't familiar with Dan Heon, Dan is, I've known Dan for years, been working with Dan for years. And initially when I was doing the whole rent-to-own training program and my rent-to-own summits, Dan was somebody that I like to have come out on a very regular basis for two reasons. First of all, he was a mortgage broker, mortgage professional who really understands that particular strategy and how to work with tenant buyers. But for our purposes, the reason that I think Dan is the ideal person to have speak at the upcoming Investor Attraction Summit is because Dan is one of the very, very few mortgage specialists, mortgage experts in Canada who works virtually exclusively with investors. Most mortgage brokers work with mom and pop home buyers, people who are buying their own homes. And that's a completely different beast than working with investors, because the whole strategy about working with investors is not only to get them qualified for this particular deal, but also to make sure they still qualify for more deals in the future. So why is that important for you? Because when you're attracting money partners, what I have found is that when you do a good job with deal number one, they tend to want to do deals number 2, 3, and 4 with you as well. So it's important that we get them lined up with the right financing the first time around. So that's what Dan is a specialist at. All right, buddy. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be presenting about when you come to lovely Kamloops at the end of the month.
Yeah, we're going to review all of the 16 years I've had with experience in working with real estate experts, I'll call them, and the do's and don'ts that I've experienced when working with the expert and their joint venture money partners and or qualifiers. So there's a lot of things that I've seen done really well, and I've seen a lot of things done not so well. And why that's important is basically, if the money partners, when they come to, do bank financing, if that's what you choose to have them do, they're either cash partners or bank financing partner.
Or both.
And if they come to the bank financing, hello?
Yeah, or both, right? They might be a cash partner and they got to qualify for the financing too.
Yeah, exactly. And that's our ideal situation. But, we want to basically do a lot of preparation and, letting them know what's to be expected. And a lot of what we're going to be covering too is what does the bank like to see? How does a bank like to see the deal presented? What sort of things are showstoppers? I've seen a lot of people do a deal together with their money partner, take it into the bank and come back and say the bank turned us all down. So, we really have to be cognizant of how we're structuring the deal, what the banks want to see, and present it accordingly. Otherwise, you're going to run up to some serious roadblocks. And then on top of that, I've seen horrible mistakes where the money partner just has a terrible, terrible experience when it comes to, dealing with the banks and qualifying and never want to do another deal. I mean, so if we find a very lucrative partner, we want them to have a smooth transaction. And one of the things that, when money partners, or when real estate experts rather, introduce their money partners to me, one of the things that I can do on their behalf is basically share with them my own personal investing experience and give them a bit of reassurance for you, the money or the real estate expert, just to give them a sense of confidence, saying, hey, this real estate investing really does work. And then second of all, guide them through the process, because that's basically what I'm doing all day, every day, and have kind of got good at it, I guess you would say.
I would say you have too. So yeah, this is so important, because I know personally, one of my deals a few years back, I had the investor partner on board. They were hot to trot, ready to go, keen, excited, and this unfortunately at that time I wasn't working with Dan. But when it got to the point where they had to start jumping through the hoops for the bank to get the loan, they almost backed out of the deal, because the last real estate transaction they had done was their own personal residence 15 or 20 years ago, when it was so much simpler, when the whole process of getting approved for financing was so much easier. So now it's so onerous, all the paperwork and all the crap and all the stuff that the banks want and the finance companies want in order to give you a loan, it can scare people off if they are not properly informed about that, educated about that, and basically if their hand isn't held through the process. And that's one of the huge benefits of working with Dan, is he explains it out. He explains it all very well, lays it all out for them. And also he shows us as the real estate entrepreneur how to participate in the process to make sure that it gets done properly. So really, really important. And then Dan, like you said, you're not just a finance expert and a mortgage broker, and a guy who focuses on working with investors. You're a very, very, very experienced real estate investor yourself, real estate expert or entrepreneur, as I call them, yourself. How many doors do you have in your portfolio right now?
I think around 21 townhouses right now.
21 townhouses. So walks the walk, talks the talk. He's the real deal. So again, this is so rare. Not bashing the industry there, buddy, but I just know a lot of mortgage brokers. Most of them work with mom and pop buyers. That's their focus because it's so much easier. And second of all, most of them have no clue about real estate investing in the first place. So you're kind of like the perfect storm, as it were, when it comes to a guy to have on your team as a finance expert. So, yeah. Anything else that you want to mention to people about coming to the event or what you're going to be talking about?
Just how important it is about what we're talking about to be successful, and good for you for putting all this together in one place, because I've worked with thousands of real estate investors over the last 15 years or so. And I can honestly say that what you're bringing to the table right here is what brings people to what I call the professional level of investing. Anybody can be a mom and pop and take your $40,000 and maybe buy one house and over 15, 20 years pay that off. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to do this business on what I call a professional level and an expert level, a person really has to tap into, once you've got your own money out working in the marketplace, you've really got to, work with other people and share the success that you've been having and leverage that so that not only you're making them money, but yourself. So, I couldn't say more how important it is what you're putting together here. And then again, just to reemphasize that the world of banking and finance has changed considerably. Even in the last 5 or 6 years, we're seeing things like the federal government, stepping in and regulating banks and mortgage companies, and really that's a fear of what happened in the U.S. market, but in my opinion, they're taking it one step too far. But, it is what it is, and to be successful in this business, you really just have to take the environment and adapt to it. I mean, that's what we do as entrepreneurs, is take what's given to us and just, adapt to it and grow and deal with it, right? So having said that, that's how we need to be cognizant and aware of that when we're working with our money partners, just to make sure that they understand, this process and how banks think in today's world.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, Dan. One of the things I love about having Dan come out to these live events is that, this is a way for you to interact with who I would recommend as a member of your power team. Just really get to know Dan, make that connection, have any questions that you have answered, just get the ball rolling. And the beautiful thing is, Dan, you're based out of Calgary. However, you can do deals for people. You can help people no matter where they are in the country. You're good to go nationwide, correct?
Yeah, I just signed on a client out of Ottawa in Ken's backyard here a couple of days ago. She, really, recognized my expertise in the field as it deals with investors and investments and banks and that sort of thing. And, with today's age of Skype and phone, fax, and email, I have clients all across Canada. I mean, it's really focused in Winnipeg West, but I still have a handful that prefer to deal with me just because of my expertise, even if they're in Eastern Canada. That's what I was going to add. Even my Calgary clients don't, hop in their car, drive 45 minutes across town in rush hour traffic, sign a piece of paper, and then head back. So, really the day of technology affords us to work remotely with all sorts of folks across Canada.
Yay for the interweb.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Dan, looking forward to having you here in Kamloops at the end of the month, my friend. And thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your busy Saturday. I really appreciate it. And we'll let you get back to what you were doing.
You bet, Dave. Take care. We'll look forward to seeing everyone.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. So very, very cool. That's what I love about having these folks come out and be at the presentation live. It's your opportunity to get to know them. This is a shortcut for you to creating an outstanding power team. So highly recommend it. And again, finding finding any of these people just on your own is very, very difficult. So coming to the event, which we're going to be talking about it now, is an opportunity for you to mix, mingle, and network with other like-minded real estate entrepreneurs from around the country. It's a way for you to meet potential power team members. It's a way for you to get resources that might be difficult for you to find on your own. It's just really a good shortcut. So let's take a few minutes and talk about the event itself. Again, May 27th through 29th in Kamloops. It's investorattractionsummit.com. Get registered for the event if you liked what you've heard so far, which hopefully you have. Love to have you come out May 27th through 29th in lovely Kamloops. And this is going to be a very, very small, intimate event. Maximum of 40 people at this one for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's the first time I'm doing it. So I like to keep the first event small and intimate just so it's that much more interactive. Second reason is that's the maximum number of people we can fit in this hotel. The hotel we're doing it at is a new one that I'm going to be working with that I like very much. The rooms are nice and economical. So if you're coming all the way to Kamloops, I don't want you to have to be spending $1 gazillion on hotel rooms. So we've got a very special room rate for you right at the hotel. And their conference center is small. It's small and intimate, so maximum we can fit is 40 people. And the third reason is that this isn't a normal seminar. This is a combination of a seminar and a workshop. So yes, you're going to be learning stuff. I'm going to be doing some lecture type stuff. We're going to have guest experts coming in, the 4 people that we just heard from. They're going to be showing you stuff, but we're also going to be doing stuff. We're going to be actually implementing some of the things that I'm teaching you live and on the spot right there at the at the summit. So that's different, and I can't have a gazillion people at the summit and be able to do that effectively. So that's the third reason that we're keeping it small and intimate. All right, and we got some questions coming in here, so that's good, and I'll address the questions at the end of the presentation. So again, that's what we're talking about today. This is a sneak peek of the Attracting Investors Summit, Investor Attraction Summit, happening May 27th through 29th, investorattractionsummit.com for that. 3 solid days, very interactive, got the guest speakers, and there's a new topic that I'm going to be including that wasn't even included in the Magnetic Investor Attraction training. So I promise you guys that I'm going to do a quick overview of the 5-step money attraction system, and at the end of the call, I'm going to show you how you can get a infographic, a PDF of the 5-step system with some really cool additions there for that as well. But basically, the 5 steps are focusing on who you know, getting the word out is step number 2, be seen as the expert, step 3. Number 4 is show and tell, so you don't need to sell. And step number 5, how to get more money with referrals. And I'm going to be going over each one of these steps during the actual weekend as well. So step number 1, focusing on who you know. It's all about people who are in your sphere of influence. Friends, family, coworkers, past customers, and clients. Those are the people that we focus on. And the reason is because we want to be able to get the word out effectively. We want to focus on people who already know us and theoretically like us, because the 3 things that you need for somebody to be investing their money with you is know, like, and trust. Okay? If you're going out to strangers, that's very, very difficult to create that know, like, and trust factor. Going out to people that you already know, you've got at least 2 out of the 3 lined up. Also, there's the whole issue of dealing with the securities commissions. So if you're going out, if you're not a licensed securities broker, you're not supposed to be offering securities, and real estate investment is considered a security, to strangers, all right, unless they are accredited investors. Way around that is if we are focusing on people that are in our sphere of influence, then we're okay, all right? And then if you're thinking, well, Dave, nobody I know has any money, first of all, I would disagree with that, but it's not just them, it's who they know as well, so who you can get referrals to and work with as well. So when I tell people this is a reaction. They go, Dave, I don't want to be approaching my friends and family about my real estate opportunities. That just seems improper. That seems like it's crossing the boundaries of friendship. I don't want to mix friendship and business together, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to do my best to change your mind about that, because I firmly believe that our friends and our family, their other investment options really suck. They really do. I mean, they can invest in GICs and get no money. They can invest in the stock market and mutual funds and be lucky if they break even, and chances are a good chunk of the time they're losing money. Or they can invest with us and make a good solid return backed by real estate. So it's our patriotic duty to educate people about our opportunities, right? And one of my students, John Simcoe, who's a very, very, very sharp real estate investor, he's one of my rock star students who's just, whenever I teach John something, he jumps on it, he does it, he actually takes it to the next level. John's actually based out of Fort McMurray, so right now as we're recording this, he's not in Fort McMurray. Everybody's been evacuated from there, so things are up in the air. But here's one guy that I know, no matter what, if all of his properties burnt down, he'd be back up and running in no time. So when I first met John, I think he only had 1 or 2 properties under his belt, and he was not making any money and frustrated and working at a job he didn't like, and making good money but no time to enjoy it, and not making enough to be able to buy as many deals as he wanted. So I taught him about attracting investors and raising capital. He ran with it, and then I also explained to him about who to focus on when it comes to investor partners. So I'm going to share a little video here. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, you're not going to be able to see it, but you should be able to hear it. All right, so let's take a little look here and see if I can share John's video.
It was a big light bulb aha moment when I learned that I could partner with other people. So that idea was totally new to me before I had met you, Dave. And now it's something that I do very regularly. I actually prefer working with friends and family because I like working hard knowing that they're making a good return, and I like being able to help out my sphere a little more directly like that. So I really like growing my friends' money and helping them do something that they can't on their own. I get very happy investors, Dave. I've got one client in particular where I'll be sending them enough money every month that they can actually be retired off the passive income that they get. And so that just makes me feel really good, because that's one of the things that I got into this to do, was so that I could do that for myself. Now I have the power to be able to do that for other people.
All right, very good. So that's, again, proof in the pudding that it is our patriotic duty to share this. So not only, so what most of us, when we get into this, it's all about me. What I want to accomplish through real estate, what I want to be able to do, the financial freedom I want to create for myself and my family, net worth that I want to grow, all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. However, here's the other side of the coin when you really get this, just like John did. It's not just about you. It's about what you can do for other people. Right? And when you actually get investor partners on board, you're doing them a huge favor. You're actually doing them a bigger favor than they're doing you. Right? And we'll talk about that in a minute, because you're bringing 2/3 of the equation to the table. They're only bringing 1/3, the money. Okay? So working with investors, just like John said, it can make a huge positive impact in their lives. He just helped this couple be able to retire from the passive income that they're getting from from investing with him. So that you can do the same thing. And here's what happy investors look like. This is one of our investors, Rena Swift. She worked on, she invested in multifamily property that Ken Beaton and I put together. Happy camper, getting one of her cash flow checks there. That's the kind of investors you're going to get when you do win-win deals like we're going to be showing you how to do. So where, you might be thinking, okay, well, Dave, sounds good. I believe it, but where do I find all of these prospective investors? Well, start with your phone. Chances are you got a gazillion people in your phone contacts. Start with there, your email list, your little black book, Bookface. If you're on Facebook, you got a lot of friends there, but focus on the people that you actually know. Same with LinkedIn. So there's all sorts of ways. And what I suggest is you want to get an initial group of contacts of anywhere between 100 to 200, and ideally closer to 200 people. All right. Now, when I mean your contact list, I mean their name and at least their email address. Out of those 150 to 200 people, then I want you to find a subgroup, really focus on that, and get full contact information for your top 50 prospects. And I'll explain more about that in the next section, which is all about getting the word out. So we know who we're going to go after. Now we need to let them know that we're doing some work with we're doing real estate investing. So we can do that different ways: emails, videos, webinars, newsletters, direct mail letters, e-zines, which are electronic newsletters, cards in the mail, etc. The whole goal is to attract them without cold calling. Instead of us being pushy, we're going to get the word out there, and we're going to get them to put up their hand and say, yes, I'm interested. Let me know more about what you're doing. So this is something that my friend and our student, Ron Geddert, has done very successfully. I love Ron's story because he started where so many people are right now. So when I first met Ron 4 or 5 years ago now, he was, I believe, 58 at the time. I'd just been recently divorced. His kids were grown up and moved out. He'd been self-employed his whole life. He hadn't had the opportunity to put much away for retirement. And he was looking ahead and realizing, you know what? I don't want to keep doing what I'm doing into retirement, because he was doing a physical kind of a job. He was a contractor. So he said, looking ahead, he said, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to be broke. I'm going to be reliant on Social Security. I'm going to be reliant on doing a second job at McDonald's or some damn thing like that. And he didn't want that. So he took training with me, learned about real estate investing, learned about attracting investors, and has done phenomenally well. He's gone from that situation to where he is now making a very good full-time income, working part-time at real estate, and he just loves life, and he's so much more confident now. So we're going to watch a quick video with Ron. I want you to listen to a couple of things. First of all, how much experience did he have when he got started? Was he able to finance his first deal or not? How much money has he raised? And he's also going to give us a little hint about one of his best marketing strategies. So let's take a quick look at that.
When I started, I really had no funds of my own. I needed investors right from the start. Fortunately, I had a friend who helped me out, and over 4 years now, I've raised probably $830,000. I've invested in 11 deals, currently have 7 on the go, with a total portfolio of just over $2 million currently that I manage, and it's growing. And I'm to the point where it is providing a good full-time income. It's been absolutely critical, absolutely essential. When I started, I couldn't have funded one property alone. I had investors right from day one. Do a blog post weekly. I do a monthly In Touch newsletter. Every time I put out opportunities there so that they can see that I'm for real. I basically got into real estate investing after hearing about a seminar that Dave Dubois was going to do. I took the seminar. I was so impressed, I signed up for his program, and it basically was an eye-opener for me. And I decided that this was right for me for what I was looking for at the time, and decided if he was successful, I could be successful if I did everything exactly like he was doing it. And that's where I started, just mimicking it as completely without his guidance and direction and input right from the start. I would have never gotten started. It was the key for me to getting into this.
So yeah, one of the things that Ron has done that's very, very smart, when I was doing the rent-own summits, because that's the strategy Ron focused on, Ron came to every single summit I ever did. Every single summit, just without fail. Came to every single one of them, met people, networked with people, got re-inspired, inspired people. Just coming to these kind of live events is a phenomenal way to get the ball rolling or give yourself the kick in the butt that you need to start taking action. So that is definitely same with John Simcoe, same with Rick. There's a lot of the most successful students that I've got. One of the keys to their success is they consistently come to these live training events and get back on track. So what Ron's been able to accomplish, absolutely phenomenal. Right from his very first deal, he got investor partners on board. Investor partners have been vital to his success. It's the reason that he's been able to create a full-time, very good full-time income for himself with real estate. Loves what he's doing now. Just a huge difference, huge difference in his life. So one of the things that Ron does very, very well is newsletters. Sends out a monthly newsletter to his prospective investors to keep in touch. Now, here's one of the challenges. People say, well, Dave, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't know anything about newsletters. Guess what? Don't have to, because I'm going to give you a template, fill in the blank template that you can use to create your own newsletter simply and easily and effectively. All right, that's all part of what you're going to get when you come to the upcoming summit. Step number 3 is to be seen as the expert. So now we know who we're going to focus on. We're getting the word out. When people start putting up their hand and showing interest, we want to make sure that we put our best foot forward. So we want to dress professionally, speak knowledgeably, have good-looking materials, and definitely you want to have a professional website. I'm going to show you all about what to do and how to shine with videos. And again, this is going to be a workshop type experience, so we're going to be showing you some of this stuff live and in person at the workshop. So you won't have to be learning about it with theory. Bring your laptop, bring your tablet. Let's get it done. Let's start doing it right there and then. We're going to be showing you about how to look the part, get professional photos done. You can have that opportunity at the event as well. Business cards. I'm going to show you how step by step, everything that you need to do. Next thing is doing a presentation. So we know who we're going after. We're getting the word out. We look the part. Now, when we sit down with people either face-to-face or online, we need to have a really good presentation for them. So we're going to show you a well-organized presentation, how to use this with whatever kind of live or online presentation you're doing. I'm going to show you how and give you the template as well. Here's another little case study. This is my friend Sam Perrin here in Kamloops, actually. Sam, very, very sharp young investor, used to be an RCMP officer, just retired this last January. because he was starting to hate life as a cop. He's got 3 very small children, wanted to be a stay-at-home dad, got into real estate investing. He focuses on suited properties here in Kamloops and does the vast majority of his deals with investor partners. In fact, I think he does all of his deals with them. So he's got a combination of buy and hold and flips, and thanks to that, he's been able to retire, be a stay-at-home dad, well, retire from the police force and walk away from that cushy pension that they dangle out in front of him, because he said, life's too short to be waiting for a pension 20 years down the road. So he's living life and he's loving it as a full-time investor, thanks to understanding how to attract investor partners, how to raise capital for his deals. All right, step number 5 is all about, once you got a few investors on board, how to get more of them with referrals. So, quick review, how this can work for you. I use the analogy that real estate is like a vehicle. It's like a car. It's the vehicle that we get from where we are to where we want to be. And money is the fuel for our car. So the more money we have, the better we can do, the faster we can go, the more longevity we have with that. As far as vehicles go, money partners are like having a sports car. So it gives us the gas to get where we want to go so much faster. Todd Mollahan, another very successful student, he was in the boat that a lot of people find themselves in. He got stuck with 3 properties. Had 3 properties for 5 or 6 years, just didn't get going beyond that. He learned about attracting investors, learned about the power of having more money partners and more money available in order to be able to do either more deals or bigger deals, or more and bigger deals. So he actually ran out, and in 6 months, he got 18 more rental units in his portfolio, all from investor partners. So this is, I mean, he's increased his net worth by hundreds of thousands of dollars, increased his cash flow. His investor partners are happy because it's a hands-free investment for them. It's a win-win-win situation for everybody. And you can do the same thing. Come on out to Kamloops the end of the month. You're going to love it. Highly recommend it. And you've got choices. You can go small and slow, trying to do everything with your own money, or you can get into bigger, better deals or more deals with investor partner money and do it so much faster. It's all about velocity. It's all about accomplishing your goals sooner rather than later. All right. Investors have all the money you could ever want. And like our friend Robert Kiyosaki says, he or she who raises the most money wins in the game of real estate investing. All right. Just to give you an idea of the profit potential, I'm not promising you this, but I'm just giving you the idea of what other people, other investors, Canadian investors, just like yourself, have been able to accomplish in a short amount of time once they dial in how to raise money and how to attract investors. Let's take a look at one of my superstar students, Rick Wheeler. So let's take a look at his short video here as well.
Actually, just recently we bought some property, all cash, and with an investor on board on 2 separate ones, and we bought them in the low 2s and we sold them in the low 4s. So. 6-figure profit in a relatively short period of time, less than 60 days. There was absolutely zero way I could put the deal together on my own. Didn't have the finances or couldn't qualify for another mortgage, whatever it is. So I would have had to pass on deals that were great opportunities if I hadn't had investors on board.
All right. I love that story. So am I promising you that you're going to be able to make $100,000 in 3 months? No. I'm just saying that's a possibility. That's something that people have done. We took a look at John Simcoe. He's done a $100,000 deal with investors. Rick Wheeler did this, and I think, 3 or 4 months, he was able to create a $100,000 profit. I think it was right after that he took his whole family to the French Riviera for 3 months. Not a bad lifestyle. That's what it's all about. These I'm just painting the picture of what's possible when you learn how to attract investors and raise capital. And that's what this event is all about. All right. So you might be saying, well, Dave, what if I don't have all this money? If I don't have a couple $100,000 or $100,000? Well, that's what the whole purpose of this is. It's all about attracting investors and raising capital, using other people's money. So when you come to the Investor Attraction Summit, we're going to dive in, roll up our sleeves, just like this, roll up the sleeves and get right at it. and actually do some of the stuff at the event, right? So let's get it all up and rolling and rock and rolling with you. 3 days in Kamloops. This is the ultimate shortcut. And here's very, very briefly what you're going to get. First of all, you're going to get a ticket to attend this event. That's what this is all about. That's a $1,495 value. You get to bring a guest for free. So you and a guest can come for the same price, and you get lifetime reattendance. So you can come once, or you can come twice or 3 times, or you can be like Ron Gettert and come to every single one of them, which I think is very, very smart. How Ron can stand listening to me every single time, but he seems to, and it's also the guest speakers as well. So you can come as often as you want in the future as well. So again, investorattractionsummit.com. I copied and pasted that into the chat box so you can click directly on that link. Now, like I mentioned before, I've been doing summits. This is the first Investor Attraction Summit I'm going to be doing. However, I've been doing other summits for years. And what I'd like you to do is just listen to a few of the attendees of my summits and just don't just listen to them, but just get the vibe of what it's like to attend one of these events, the energy that's at one of these events, the camaraderie that you get when you come to the event, the contacts that you make when you come to this event, the cool stuff, new stuff, cutting edge stuff that you learn when you come to this event. So let's just have a quick listen of that.
Dave has already over-delivered. It's just so much fun. It's just a easy-going atmosphere. It's more than I ever expected.
I learned a lot, and I'm ready to go out and make some deals.
I like the information. It's very actionable. It's just, he makes it so simple that you can just easily act on what he's teaching you.
Get in your vehicle and come. Yeah, fantastic. I think you need to be here. You need to experience it for sure. If you want to do this as a business.
Do you recommend Dave's future training events?
Oh, hands down, hands down. Dave's been a mentor of mine for a really long time, and I have everything to accredit to him for my real estate investing.
Can get focused now and take action. My wheels are spinning so fast I think they're going to come off the rails.
Dave's showing me the right way to do it. You got to get off the fence. You got to come here. You got to learn from me.
Go for it. Can't go wrong. The program is awesome, and just do what it says in the program, take action, and you're on your way.
I think it's a very valuable investment. Anything that Dave offers, we've always found it to be top-notch.
Dave DeVoe puts on a program, and he always delivers more than what you would expect, and it's no different this time. And he's put on a fantastic weekend here for all of us, and we've all learned some valuable stuff that's going to make us something.
Yeah, give you more than you expect. Here's what I'm going to do. Actually, I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. So when you come to this event, if you don't agree that I've given you more than you expect, not only will I give you your money back, but I'll pay you $500 on top of it. All right, and I'll explain that a little bit more about that in just a few minutes here. We're just about wrapping up. If you got any questions, go ahead, type them in the question box. So again, focus area number 1, all about the list, which we already touched on, plus the templates and everything you need to get going, up and going, and creating that list. Focus area number 2, getting the word out. So all about the marketing to attract these investors, get them to put the hand up. I'm going to show you how, step by step, give you the tools you need to do it. Step number 3 and focus area number 3 is look the part. So all about the website, the photos, the business cards, everything that you need to look the part of the investor, of the professional investor. And here's something cool. So, the professional photographs are something that hardly anybody gets around to doing. So we're going to give you the opportunity to actually have them done at the event if you want. All right. So that's going to be there ready for you right there when you're there. Focus area number 4, show and tell, so you don't need to sell. So I'm going to be giving you a template so you can create your very own $1 million PowerPoint presentation. Fill in a blank template. You can start working on this right there at the event. I'm going to show you step by step exactly what you need to do to get that up and going, and then how to practice it for personal meetings, Skype meetings, show you how to do Skype meetings, show you how to do webinars. So what's a webinar? Why is it important? Well, this is Marco Naba on the screen. Mark is a very, very successful student who hired me for a consultation to help him put on a webinar for one of the projects he was working on. So he had this property tied up under contract and was running out of time to get the money partners on board to actually close on the deal. So that's when he called me, and I said, Mark, well, I think the best thing we can do is put on a webinar. We promoted it to his contacts. We rehearsed it. We did it. We recorded it. Bottom line, he got the investors he needed in a very short amount of time and closed on the deal. He got that $1.3 million property, bought and in the part of his portfolio. So it's got 14 residential units plus 3 or 4 commercial units on the bottom. Cash flowing nicely, increased his net worth instantaneously, and long term this is going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to Mark, thanks to doing exactly what I'm going to be showing you at the event step by step. Mark invested $5,000 for me to do this as a consultation. You don't have to invest anywhere near that amount. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it with a step-by-step webinar tutorial during the event. All right, so everything you need to do, and I'm going to be showing you how to do it right there step by step. Focus area number 5 is once you've got a couple of investors, how to get more of them with referrals. I'll be showing you scripts and giving you ideas on exactly how to do that. All right, so that's all part of the live event, but that's not all. You're also going to get the entire Magnetic Investor Attraction System. This is a home study program, this digital online, very complete training that I've actually got up and going right now. That's a $1,997 value. It's yours free when you come to this event, when you buy the ticket and come to this event. Also, you're going to get 6 months of unlimited online coaching directly with me. That's a $1,200 value, free when you get your ticket for this event. All right. Now, is the support important? Well, you've already heard from Rick Wheeler. He's one of my rock and roll students. Let's have a listen to how important the support and training was for him.
I think that everything that Dave's done is step by step. You know, he's taken the time to break it down for anyone to learn, even guys as smart as me. And you know, you're not going to find a better teacher. His support, the email support, the phone calls, you know, he's there 100%. And it really feels like, you know, your success is his success.
And that's true. Your success is my success. That's what it's all about. That's what really juices me up. My professional why is to help you become as financially free as you want to be. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's what really excites me. But wait, there's more. I love being able to say that. All right. You're going to get some other bonuses. So Inside Secrets for Raising Millions is another training program. You're going to have instant access to that for free. The More Deals Now Deal Attraction Marketing System. Again, you're going to have instant access to that for free as well. So now that you're raising capital, you're going to need more deals. This is going to show you step by step exactly how to attract motivated sellers, get them calling you as well, so no cold calling there, and get you more deals to use all of that money that you're getting from your new investor partners. That's part of the program, another $997 value right there. And like Rick mentioned in that little video, part of the key to his success was the personal call. So you're going to get a one-on-one coaching and accountability call with me, yours to use anytime for the next 12 months. That's a $997 value. Again, free when you get tickets to the event. So total value, all of that good stuff, over $12,000. Your investment, just $997. That gets you a ticket. That gets you a guest. You can bring a guest for free. That gets you all of the Magnetic Investor Attraction System training, all of the bonus trainings that I just talked about. Your investment, just $997. Again, investorattractionsummit.com. But I have to warn you, I mentioned we can only have a maximum of 40 students. I've got a whole group of Magnetic Investor Attraction students that get this event as part of their program. So they've got first dibs. They've already filled up a lot of the spots. So frankly, I've only got room for 9 more people because some of you are going to be bringing guests. So I've only got room for 9. So once those 9 spots are taken, this is not going to be available anymore. Plus, time is ticking. This is happening at the end of the month, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. So grab your tickets now. All right. And if you're worried at all about the quality of the program, the quality of the event, even after hearing all the testimonials, even after feeling the vibe of those people who were at the live events, if you're worried at all, don't be, because I've got you covered with my big brass cojones 150% money back guarantee. So here's how this works. Enroll now. Register for the program right now today. You're going to have instant access to the online training. You can take the online training before you come to Kamloops. You can take some of it and then come to Kamloops and get it and then take it, keep continuing with it, whatever you want to do. Use the support, use the email support, use the coaching certificate. come to the event, attend all 3 days. So quite often what I've done in the past is I say, well, you can attend day 1 or day 2, and if you're not happy, get your money back. No, attend all 3 days, and if at the end of the 3 days you're not thrilled, if you don't think I've given you multiples of value for what you've invested, let me know, and not only will I give you your money back, but I'll give you up to $500 to cover your documented travel and hotel costs. All right? Doesn't get much more risk-free than that. So that is my big brass cojones 150% money back guarantee, just in case you're worried at all. And this, I hope you shows you how confident I am in the quality of this training. I wouldn't offer this kind of a guarantee if I wasn't completely convinced you're going to be thrilled by this training, and not only thrilled by the training, that you're actually going to be able to put it to use. Why? Because you're not just going to learn stuff. We're going to be doing stuff as well. We're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to get it started. We're going to get you up and running so that when you get back home, you can really rock and roll and do this stuff. It's not just about learning it. It's not just about attending another event. It's about getting it done. So again, InvestorAttractionSummit.com. All right. Speaking of which, let's take a quick look at the website. So when you go to InvestorAttractionSummit.com, hopefully you're seeing this right now. Let's take a look. Yes, you'll come to this attractive little website. It just goes over everything that we've been talking about here today. So you can scroll down there, anywhere there where it says click here to register, just click on that, and that will take you to a secure online registration form where you just fill out your contact information, your address, your credit card, so we can take Visa or MasterCard, and one payment of $9.97. Make sure you write in there who you're going to be bringing as a guest. If you're not sure who you're going to be bringing, but you're pretty sure you're going to bring somebody, just write to be determined, and that way we'll save a spot for your guests and have the materials for your guests as well. And then click on there, and there's our whole big brass cojones guarantee as well. And then just click on the order, and we're off to the races. All right, you guys, so we're wrapping things up here. Let's make sure we're back on track. Yep, wrapping things up. Again, your investment for the whole event and all of the bonuses, just $9.97. Go ahead, InvestorAttractionSummit.com. Get your spot now. Now, I promised you at the very beginning that if you stuck around for the whole presentation, if you're watching this live, I'll give you a free gift. So that's my infographic on my 5-step magnetic investor attraction process. Just fill out the survey that's going to pop up at the end here, and I'll be happy to email that to you within the next 24 hours. All right? So if you want to do all the deals you could ever want, attract all the investors you ever need, get all the money you want to do those deals, this is where you want to come. This is a way for you to raise capital, attract investors without having to schmooze, without having to cold call, without having to be salesy. This is the way to do it. Doesn't matter how much experience you have or don't have. Doesn't matter if you've got a big Rolodex or you don't have a big Rolodex. Doesn't matter if you've got lots of cash or not very much cash. This is a way for you to leapfrog and get to the head of the pack as a real estate entrepreneur. Again, InvestorAttractionSummit.com. If you've got any questions, I will stick around and answer them for you right now. Otherwise, I want to thank you very much for being on the live call and look forward to seeing you in Kamloops, May 27th, 28th, and 29th. All right, let's see what we got. We got a question here from Rod. Will this event be recorded and available to view if we cannot attend? Not planning to, Rod. This is a live training. However, you are one of the Magnetic Investor Attraction students, so you can come to any future Investor Attraction Summits if you can't make this one. Just highly recommend that if you can, that you definitely come out. It's going to be worthwhile, that's for sure. And again, just a reminder, when you invest to come out to this event, you can come out to all of the future Investor Attraction Summits as well. That's part of the whole program. You get free reattendance. What else we got here? Okay, what if I'm already a Magnetic Investor Attraction student? Then you don't have to buy this again. This is part of your Magnetic Investor Attraction program. So you just, but don't click on this link. Go, I've sent you a few different emails for how you can register there. So click on the link that I sent you there. All right. What else have we got? How's the guarantee work? Okay, well, the guarantee again is sign up today. You'll get access to all of the online training, all of the bonuses, all of that. You'll start getting using the email support. the online coaching, you get the coaching certificate, and then on top of that, come to Kamloops May 27th, 28th, 29th, attend all 3 days. If you're not thrilled for any reason, if you don't think you've gotten way more than your money's worth, let me know. I'll give you your money back, plus up to $500 to cover your hotel and transportation costs. So it just doesn't get much more risk-free than that. Attend the entire event and then decide. All right? So again, investorattractionsummit.com. All right, you guys. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. So I'm going to leave that last slide up there as well. And when this wraps up, or when you sign off, then the survey should show up. If you click that, if you fill that out, then I will be happy to send you the infographic on my 5-step magnetic investor attraction process. All right. Thank you very much for spending your Saturday morning with me. God bless, and hope to see you in Kamloops at the end of the month. Take care.